Stop. Before we do anything else today, I want you to try something with me, right now. Say this sentence out loud exactly the way I say it. I should have thought of that before. Go ahead, say it out loud. How did that feel? Did it flow? Did it feel natural? Or did something get stuck in the middle? Most English learners can read that sentence perfectly. They understand every word. The grammar is clear. But saying it fast, naturally, the way a native speaker says it, that is a completely different skill. And that is the skill we are going to train today. Not grammar, not vocabulary lists, not translation exercises. Your mouth, your tongue, your jaw, your rhythm. The physical side of English speaking, the part that most people completely ignore. And I promise you this, by the time we finish today, that sentence is going to feel different, smoother, more yours. Stay with me. Let us begin. Hey, I'm Tom. Welcome to Level Up Talks. And today we're doing something I have never done quite like this before. Today is not a lesson. Today is training. And there is a very important difference between those two things. A lesson puts information into your brain. Training puts a skill into your body. And speaking English is a body skill, not just a brain skill. I know that might sound strange, so let me explain with a simple example. Think about a professional tennis player. They understand the game perfectly. They know all the rules, all the strategies, all the theory. They can explain every technique in detail. But if they stop physically training, stop hitting the ball, stop moving their body every day, they lose their skill quickly, within weeks, because their skill lives in their body, not just their mind. Your mouth works exactly the same way. When you speak English, you use approximately 100 different muscles in your face, your jaw, your tongue, your lips, your throat. 100 muscles working together, coordinating in real time. And if those muscles have only ever been trained in your first language, they don't know how to move for English. They feel slow, heavy, unsure, like they are walking in a new place for the first time. That's not a language problem. That's a muscle problem, a training problem, and it has a solution. The solution is to train your mouth directly, specifically, every day. And that's exactly what we are going to do together today. In this session, we are going to work on the sounds that stop most learners, the TH sound, the V and W difference, consonant clusters, connected speech and reductions, rhythm and intonation. Every single part of this session is designed to go into your mouth, into your muscles, into your physical memory, not to be remembered once and forgotten, but to stay. Now, before we go into the techniques, I want to tell you a short story about a man who understood everything in English but could not say anything, and the one simple thing he did that changed that completely. I'll tell you that story in a few minutes. But first, I need to show you something important about how your mouth learns. Here is something fascinating about the human brain, something that scientists call muscle memory. When you learn any new physical skill, your brain creates a pathway, a neural pathway, like a path through a forest. The first time you walk through that forest, there is no path. You push through grass and branches. It is slow, difficult. You are not sure which direction to go. The second time, it is slightly easier. You can see where someone walked before. The 10th time, you can see a clear path. The 100th time, you walk through without thinking. Your feet know exactly where to go. They go there automatically. That is muscle memory. And your mouth builds it the exact same way. The first time you try to say a new English sound, it feels wrong. Your tongue does not know where to go. Your lips feel unsure. It takes effort and concentration. But every single time you say that sound again, the path in your brain gets a little clearer, a little stronger, a little more automatic. And eventually, your mouth says it without thinking, without effort, without even deciding to. It just happens naturally because your mouth remembers. This is the most important thing I will tell you today, so I want to say it very clearly. You cannot build mouth memory by listening. You build it by doing. Listening is valuable. It trains your ear. It helps you recognize sounds and patterns. But only speaking builds the physical path. Only your mouth moving, your tongue positioning, your breath flowing through the right shapes, only that creates muscle memory. This is why some people study English for 5 or 6 years and still feel nervous speaking. They trained their ears very well, but they never trained their mouths. Today, we train the mouth. Now, there is another element I want to explain before we start the practice, and this one surprises most people. English has music. I am not speaking metaphorically. English genuinely has a musical rhythm, a rise and fall, a pattern of stressed and unstressed syllables that flows like a melody. And this music is very different from most other languages. In English, not every word in a sentence receives the same weight. Some words are said strongly, with full weight. Other words almost disappear. They become so small and fast that they seem to vanish. For example, listen to this sentence. I want to go to the store. A native English speaker does not say every word equally. They say it like this. I want to go to the store. The words want and to merge together into one sound, wanna. The word the becomes tiny, almost invisible. This is called connected speech, and it is one of the biggest reasons why real English sounds so fast and so different from the English in textbooks. When you understand this, 2 things happen. First, you begin to understand fast English much better because you understand why words sound the way they do. Second, when you practice it yourself, you begin to sound much more natural, much more fluent. We are going to work on connected speech throughout this session. You will hear me use it naturally in every sentence, and we will practice specific examples together. But first, that story I promised you. I want to tell you about someone I know. I will call him Samir. Samir was, without any question, one of the most capable English students I have ever known. He read English literature. He watched films without subtitles and understood every word. He could write long, elegant emails in perfect English. He had a vocabulary that most native speakers would be impressed by. But when Samir tried to speak in English, something happened that he could not explain. His voice became very small, almost a whisper. The words came out slowly, hesitantly, separated from each other like beads on a broken necklace. And the strange thing was that it wasn't shyness. Samir was a confident person. He spoke his first language loudly and comfortably. He had no problem with public speaking or difficult conversations. The problem was specific to English, and it was physical. He described it to me once using an image that I found very beautiful. He said, "It is like trying to play a piano when I've only ever played the guitar. I can hear the music perfectly in my head. I know exactly how it should sound, but my fingers do not know where the keys are. They don't have the memory for this instrument." Your mouth is an instrument, and English is a different instrument from your first language. The keys are in different places. The technique is different. The way you hold your tongue, position your lips, push air through your throat, all of it is slightly different. And no amount of listening or reading will teach your mouth where the keys are. Only practice, only repetition, only playing the instrument. So what did Samir do? Something very simple, almost embarrassingly simple, he told me. He started talking to himself, in English, out loud, for 10 minutes every single morning. Not practicing specific sentences, not doing exercises from a book, just talking about whatever was in front of him. He would wake up and say, "Okay, the morning light is coming through the window. I'm going to make coffee. I like my coffee with a little milk and no sugar. Today is Tuesday. I have a meeting at 10. I hope it doesn't go too long because I want to have lunch with a friend." Simple thoughts, ordinary observations said out loud in English every morning. He did this for 30 days. After 2 weeks, he noticed something changing. His voice was getting stronger, more confident. The words were coming faster. The gaps between them were getting smaller. After 3 weeks, the whispering had completely stopped. He was speaking at a normal volume, at a normal pace, without consciously trying to. After 30 days, a colleague said to him, "Samir, something is different about your English. It sounds so natural now. What have you been doing?" And Samir said, "I've been talking to myself every morning." The colleague laughed, but Samir knew what had happened. He had been training his mouth every day with simple, gentle, consistent practice, and his mouth had learned. The path through the forest had been walked 30 times, and now it was clear. I tell you this story because I want you to understand something before we go any further. The goal of today is not perfection. The goal is movement. The goal is to use your mouth in English, to open it and let sounds come out, to feel the language physically, not just understand it mentally. Every time you speak along with me today, every time you repeat a sentence or say a word out loud, you are walking that path. You are building that memory. Even if it doesn't feel right, even if you make a mistake, even if it sounds different than what you hear in your head, it doesn't matter. What matters is that your mouth is moving, your muscles are working, the path is being walked. So please, if you can, speak along with me throughout this session. Say the sentences I say. Practice the sounds I practice. Say them softly if you are not alone. Say them in your mind if you truly cannot speak. But better, say them out loud. Your mouth is waiting to learn. Let's give it something to work with. Now, let us get into the practice. Let us train the sounds that cause the most difficulty for English learners around the world. I want to start with the most famous one, the one that almost every English learner knows is difficult, the th sound. Actually, there are 2 th sounds in English, and they are made in exactly the same position, but one is silent and one uses your voice. The first th is voiceless. You use no voice, just air. You find it in words like think, thank, three, through, and Thursday. The second th is voiced. Your voice is on. You find it in words like the, this, that, there, them, and these. Both of them require you to do something that might feel very unusual. You place the tip of your tongue gently between your upper and lower teeth. Not far, just the tip. And then you blow air through. For the voiceless th, you only blow air, no voice, like a soft wind between your teeth. For the voiced th, you add your voice. You can feel it vibrating in your throat and on your tongue. Let me say some examples slowly so you can really hear the position. Think. The tongue goes between the teeth. Think. 3. Tongue between teeth. 3. Thursday. St. A. Tongue out at the start. Now the voice version. The. Tongue between teeth. Voice on. The. This. Tongue between teeth. Voice on. This. There. The. Air. Now let us put them into a sentence and practice together. The sentence is, I think 33 people thought the same thing. That sentence has 7 th sounds in it. It's a real workout for your tongue. Say it with me, slowly. I think 33 people thought the same thing. Now again, a little faster. I think 33 people thought the same thing. The key thing to remember is this. If you are making the th sound correctly, you can feel the air on the tip of your tongue. You can almost see your tongue if you look in a mirror. It is just there, between your teeth, for a brief moment, then back inside. Most languages do not have this sound, so your tongue has probably never been asked to go there before. It feels strange. That is perfectly normal. That is exactly how a new path in the forest feels, strange and slow at first. But with repetition, it becomes natural. I promise you. Now, let's look at the second challenge, the difference between the V sound and the W sound. In some languages, these two sounds are either the same or very similar, so the mouth has never been trained to feel the difference. But in English, they are completely different, and the mouth does completely different things to make them. For the V sound, your top front teeth rest very gently on your bottom lip, just a light touch. Then you let air and voice vibrate through. You can feel the vibration on your lip and your teeth. V, very, voice, village. For the W sound, your teeth are not involved at all. Your lips round into a circle like you're about to whistle or say the word ooh. Then you let your voice come through. W, water, window, walk, want. Feel the difference. V uses teeth on lip. W uses rounded lips with no teeth. Let's practice with a sentence that has both sounds. Very few people know what they want until they find it. Notice very at the start. Top teeth, bottom lip, voice, very. Now few, lips round slightly, few. Know what they want. W sounds, what, want. Rounded lips both times. Full sentence together. Very few people know what they want until they find it. Again, a little more natural. Very few people know what they want until they find it. Your mouth is learning the difference right now. Every repetition makes the distinction clearer in your muscles. Now, the third challenge. This one is often the most surprising. Consonant clusters. A consonant cluster is when 2 or 3 consonant sounds come together in a word with no vowel sound between them. English is full of consonant clusters, and they require your mouth to move quickly from one position to another without the help of a vowel to give you time. Some examples. The word strengths. STR at the beginning and NGTHS at the end. That's an enormous amount of consonant movement in one short word. The word months. MONTHS. The ending has 3 consonant sounds, N, TH, and S, all together. The word asks. ASKS. The SK combination at the end followed immediately by S. Let's try a sentence with several consonant clusters together. She tests the strengths of months of hard work. Let's go slowly. She tests. The end of tests has a TS cluster, tests. The strengths, STR at the beginning, VHS at the end, strengths. Of months, NVHS at the end, months. Full sentence slowly. She tests the strengths of months of hard work. Again, a little more natural. She tests the strengths of months of hard work. This is what I think of as heavy lifting for your mouth. These clusters are genuinely difficult. They require your tongue and lips and teeth to move fast, in sequence, with precision. But that difficulty is exactly what builds strength. Athletes don't get stronger by lifting light weights. They get stronger by working at the edge of what they can do. Consonant clusters are your heavyweights, and your mouth is getting stronger every time you try them. Now I want to tell you a story. A calm, simple story about an ordinary morning. I have written this story carefully so that every sentence contains the sounds and patterns we have been practicing, the TH sounds, the contractions, the connected speech, the natural rhythm of real English. So as you listen, try to say the sentences with me, or after me, or just let the sounds move through your mind and feel how they connect. This is the part of our session where we slow down a little, where we let the language flow rather than analyze it. Just absorb the rhythm. Let your mouth follow. Tom wakes up early on a Thursday morning. The room is quiet. The light coming through the curtains is soft and golden. He lies still for a moment, listening to the silence of the city before it wakes up. He thinks to himself, I should have set the alarm for 6, but I'm glad I didn't. This feels better. This feels right. He sits up slowly. He doesn't want to rush. He never wants to rush on mornings like this. Mornings like this feel like a gift. He goes to the kitchen. He fills the kettle with water and sets it to boil. He takes his favorite mug from the shelf. The mug is old and a little chipped on one side, but he's had it for years and he wouldn't replace it for anything. While the kettle boils, he stands at the window and looks out at the street below. There's a woman walking quickly, her coat pulled tight against the cold morning air. There are 3 pigeons on the roof across the road, sitting perfectly still, watching the world the way only birds can. Tom thinks, there's something about this time of day that makes ordinary things look beautiful. The light is different. The world is quieter. Everything feels possible. He makes his coffee. He takes the first sip slowly. There's nothing like the first sip of coffee in the morning. That is a thought he has every single day, and it's always true. He decides to go for a walk before starting work. He has been doing this for 3 months now, ever since a friend told him that morning walks were the best thing she had ever added to her routine. He had been skeptical at first. He's not a morning person. He would have preferred to stay in bed, drink a second coffee, and ease slowly into the day. But he tried it, and within 1 week he was completely convinced. The morning air does something to his thinking. It clears it. It organizes it. By the time he gets home, he already knows what his day will look like. He already knows what matters and what doesn't. Outside, the streets are quiet. Most of the city is still sleeping. There's a man delivering newspapers on a bicycle, moving fast and silently, dropping papers in front of doors without slowing down. He admires the efficiency of it. The man has probably been doing this route for years. His body knows every turn, every door, every step. Muscle memory, Tom thinks. Everything becomes effortless once you do it enough times. He walks past a small bakery on the corner. The door is already open. The smell of fresh bread and warm pastry spills out into the cold air and wraps around him like something comfortable and familiar. He stops for a moment, breathing it in. I would have gone in, he thinks, but I'm trying to eat better this month. I could have made an exception just this once, but I won't. I'm stronger than fresh bread. Probably. He smiles to himself and keeps walking. He walks past the old library. It has tall stone steps and heavy wooden doors, and the kind of silence inside that you can almost hear from the... I hope you enjoyed that story, and I hope you noticed some things in it. The TH sounds appearing again and again. The, this, there, think, something, that. The contractions flowing naturally. Would have became would've. Could have became could've. I am became I'm. This is what real English looks like when it moves, not word by word, separated and equal, but in phrases, connected, some parts strong and some parts almost invisible. Now I want to talk specifically about music, about how English uses stress and intonation to carry meaning. This is something that surprises many learners because they do not realize how much meaning lives in the music of a sentence, not just the words themselves. Let me give you a very clear example. I'm going to say the same sentence 7 times, the same 7 words, but each time I will stress a different word, and the meaning will change every single time. The sentence is, I never said she stole the money. Listen carefully. I never said she stole the money. Stress on I. This means someone said it, but it was not me. Someone else made that accusation. I never said she stole the money. Stress on never. This is a strong denial. Absolutely not. It never happened. I never said she stole the money. Stress on said. This means I implied it, I suggested it, but I never said it directly with words. I never said she stole the money. Stress on she. This means someone stole it, but it was not her, someone else. I never said she stole the money. Stress on the. Maybe she stole some money, but not this specific money we are talking about. I never said she stole the money. Stress on money. Maybe she stole something else, but not the money. 7 completely different meanings from 7 identical words just by changing where the music lives. This is English stress, and your mouth needs to learn to play it. Now let us talk about rising and falling intonation. In English, your voice gives the listener very important information through its movement, up or down, rise or fall. Generally speaking, your voice falls at the end of a statement. This falling tells the listener, I'm finished, I'm sure, this is complete. You are coming tomorrow. Voice falls on tomorrow. It's a statement, a fact. But your voice rises at the end of a yes or no question. This rising tells the listener, I am asking, I need an answer, I am not sure. You are coming tomorrow? Voice rises on tomorrow. Suddenly, it's a question. Same words, up or down, statement or question. Your voice is speaking even when your words have finished. There's one more intonation pattern I want to teach you because it appears in English conversation constantly, the list pattern. When you list things in English, your voice rises on each item in the list, except the last one. On the last item, it falls, and that falling tells the listener, the list is complete, I'm done. Let me demonstrate. I need to buy coffee, bread, some fruit, and milk. Coffee, voice rises, bread, voice rises, some fruit, voice rises, and milk, voice falls. The falling on milk is the signal. The list is finished. Try it with me. She speaks English, French, and a little Arabic. Rise on English, rise on French, fall on Arabic. Again, she speaks English, French, and a little Arabic. This pattern feels very natural to native speakers. They do it without thinking. But for learners, it takes conscious practice until the mouth and the voice find it automatically. Practice it in your daily life. When you list things, even in your head, try to feel the rise and fall. Let your voice move. English is not a flat language. It goes up and it goes down, and that movement is part of its beauty. Now I want to talk about something that I think is responsible for more confusion among English learners than almost anything else: reductions. Here's the problem. The English you learn in school, in textbooks, in grammar exercises, is written English, formal English, clean, complete, carefully constructed English. And then you listen to a native English speaker in a real conversation, or in a film, or in a podcast, and something strange happens. The words do not match what you learned. The sounds don't match. Things disappear. Words merge together. The language seems faster and messier and less clear than anything you studied. This is not an accident. This is reductions. And once you understand what is happening, real English suddenly becomes much easier to understand and much more natural to speak. Let me show you some of the most common reductions in everyday English. Going to becomes gonna in natural speech. In the textbook, I am going to call him when I get home. In real life, I'm gonna call him when I get home. Going to merges into one smooth sound, gonna. The transition between gonna and call is seamless. There is no pause, no break. Gonna call. One movement. Say it with me. I'm gonna call him when I get home. Again, I'm gonna call him when I get home. Feel how the mouth barely has to work? Gonna flows. It doesn't require effort. That's the goal. Effortless, natural movement. Want to becomes wanna. In the textbook, do you want to come with me? In real life, do you want to grab something to eat after work? Not only does want to become wanna, but do you compresses into something that sounds almost like ja or dia. Do you want to grab something to eat after work? This is what fast natural English actually sounds like, not three separate words, one smooth connected phrase. Say it, do you want to grab something to eat after work? Again, do you want to grab something to eat after work? Have to becomes hafta. Has to becomes hasta. I have to go becomes I have to go. She has to finish becomes she has to finish. The T sounds at the end of have and has soften. They almost disappear. What is left is hafta and hasta. Say it. I have to finish this before I can go. Again, she has to call them back today. Could have, should have, and would have become could've, should've, and would've. This one is very important because these forms appear constantly in English conversation, in stories and explanations of past situations. I could have gone, but I decided not to, becomes I could have gone, but I decided not to. You should have called me earlier becomes you should have called me earlier. She would have loved this place becomes she would have loved this place. The word have shrinks to just a soft v. The stress stays on could, should, would. The v is almost whispered. Say it. I should have thought of that before. Notice that we started with this sentence at the very beginning. Say it again now. I should have thought of that before. Is it different from how it felt at the start? I think it is. Your mouth knows this sentence better now. It has walked this path a few times today, and the path is getting clearer. One more reduction that appears everywhere but is almost never taught. Them often becomes m in fast speech. The th sounds disappear completely. I called them but none of them answered becomes I call them but none of them answered. Give them a chance becomes give them a chance. You will hear this constantly once you know to listen for it, in films, in podcasts, in everyday conversations. Say it, I told them about it, but they forgot. Again, give them a chance and they will surprise you. Now, why does this matter for your mouth training specifically? Because when you speak in reductions, your mouth moves less. Your jaw is less tense. Your lips and tongue relax into the language rather than fighting it. Formal English, said word by word, requires your mouth to start and stop repeatedly. It creates tension. It feels effortful. But connected English with reductions flows. It's smooth. The sounds link to each other and carry you forward. And that smoothness, that flow, is what we call fluency. Not speed, not perfection, but flow. Train your mouth to flow, and fluency will follow naturally. Now we are going to slow down. We are in the final part of our session together. I am going to say some sentences. Each one has been chosen to bring together the sounds and patterns we have practiced today. The TH sounds, the contractions, the reductions, the rhythm. I want you to say each one after me, slowly, calmly, not rushing to be perfect, just letting the words move through your mouth the way water moves through a channel it knows well. This is your mouth consolidating everything it learned today, bringing it together, making it solid. Say each one after me, out loud, every time. I should have known better. Say it slowly. I should have known better. Feel the should have if you want. I should have known better. Both are correct. Both are natural. She would have come if she could have. Let the contractions come. She would have come if she could have. Smooth, easy. She would have come if she could have. I'm gonna try again tomorrow. Gonna, not going to. I'm gonna try again tomorrow. Light, forward, hopeful. There's nothing like a quiet morning. Feel the TH in there, and nothing. Tongue between teeth, voice on. There's nothing like a quiet morning. I never said it was gonna be easy. 2 reductions in 1 sentence. I never said it, and gonna. I never said it was gonna be easy. He thinks 33 thoughts before breakfast. This is your TH workout. Think. 33 thoughts. Tongue out each time. He thinks 33 thoughts before breakfast. The strength of this team is their patience. Feel the TH sounds, the, this, there, and the consonant cluster in strength, strength. The strength of this team is their patience. I want to speak English the way I think. This is your goal sentence. Say it like you mean it. I want to speak English the way I think. Yes, that is exactly it. Every day my mouth gets a little stronger. Feel this one in your body. Every day my mouth gets a little stronger. Because it is true. Every time you practice, it does. This is the kind of practice that makes the difference. Say it slowly. Let the rhythm carry you. This is the kind of practice that makes the difference. Before we finish, I want to give you something to take away. A simple, practical plan for training your mouth every single day. Without a classroom, without a teacher, without anything, except your own voice and 15 minutes. The first 5 minutes are in the morning. As soon as you are awake and moving around, start narrating your morning in English. Out loud. Not in your head. Out loud. I am making coffee. The coffee smells good this morning. I slept well. Today I have a lot of work to do. I'm going to start with the most important thing first. Simple sentences, easy vocabulary, but said out loud, in real time, in English. This wakes your mouth up. It tells your brain and muscles, we are in English mode now. We are ready. Do not worry about making mistakes in this practice. There is no one listening. There is no judgment, just your voice and the morning air. Speak freely. The second 5 minutes are in the afternoon or evening. This is your shadowing practice. Find a short piece of English audio, a podcast clip, a YouTube video, a film scene, anything you enjoy and that feels close to your level. Between 2 and 4 minutes is perfect. Listen to it once. Just listen. Enjoy it. Understand it. Then play it a second time and speak along with it. At the same time, copy everything: the words, the speed, the pauses, the emotion, the rhythm. Be the speaker's shadow. This is the fastest way I know to transfer natural English rhythm into your mouth. Your mouth is learning by doing exactly what a fluent mouth does. It will feel difficult and strange at first. You will fall behind. You will miss words. That is fine. Keep going. Keep shadowing. The difficulty is the training. The third 5 minutes are at night, before you sleep. Speak for 5 minutes about your day, in English, out loud. What happened today? How did you feel? What was good? What was hard? What are you grateful for? What do you want to do differently tomorrow? This does 2 things. It trains your mouth to process your real daily life in English, not just during study time. And it gives your brain English input right before sleep, which is actually one of the best times for memory consolidation. Sleep helps your brain organize and store everything it learned during the day, So if your last input before sleep is English, your brain works with that English while you rest. 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes shadowing, 5 minutes at night, 15 minutes total every day for 30 days. That is the plan, and I can tell you with complete confidence, if you follow this plan for 30 days, your speaking will be noticeably different. Not perfect, not without mistakes, but different, stronger, more confident, more natural. Because your mouth will have walked those paths 30 times, and the forest will have a clear trail through it.